Okay, family. So I just want to welcome you to tonight's business branding and building call every Monday and Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I just want to hop on and share this value with everybody, guys. So what I'm about to share tonight is really to help you create more influence, more impact in your life so that you can attract the opportunities, the caliber of people that you want in your business, or, just to really, set forth to really launching a business this year. So, what I want to talk about tonight on this call, guys, is really getting tunnel vision and how to leverage social media to create more impact in your life. Let me say that again. I really want to talk about tunnel vision and how to leverage social media to create more impact into your life. So, what I want to share tonight, guys, is the number one thing. I want you guys to write about four numbers, right? Four notes that I want to share tonight, four major points, keys that's going to really shift the game for you guys. So number one, if you're going to use your leverage on social media, let me just tell you a little bit about myself, guys, so that you can understand why I got the information and the value that I have. The last 5 years, guys, I've been in this industry. I've been, building businesses online. I wrote a book, How to Build a Brand. I've spent thousands of dollars on internet marketing. I've been to events. I've been to mentors who all they do is ads, digital marketing, create conversations online that pushes people to buy. And tonight, what I want to do is just give you guys a glimpse in four simple steps so you guys can really put all of this value and these nuggets into a clear, solid plan for you to help take over the game. Now, so what I want to share with you guys is number one is you have to be intentional in 2020. You got to be intentional in 2020. What do I mean by being intentional? Well, I mean that you got to focus on two things this year. Those two things are number one, who you going to be, and then number two, how you going to get your money. Number one, who you going to be, and number two, how you going to get your money. What I want you guys to understand about focusing on two things does not mean you got to quit everything. But we are going to get clear that we need to focus on one or two things that you're good at, right? And understand, write this down. Whatever you focus on, you automatically edge out the distractions that you're not going to focus on. Whatever you focus on, you're going to automatically turn away from the things that you don't need to focus on. So I want you guys to understand, in order to be intentional on who you're going to be, in order to be, figure out how you're going to make your money this year in 2020, number one, you have to understand this value statement. So if you're going to be intentional, you got to be intentional with your value. If you look online today, everybody's posting the same stuff. And half the stuff people post online has nothing to do with bringing income to their business. Has nothing to do with their theme. You say, T, what's your theme? Your theme is, number one, your value statement, right? So let me just break down this value statement so that you will know how to be intentional with everything that you post online. Number one, with your value statement, is number one, who do you help? Right? Who do you help? If you're going to put out value online, then you should have a target audience, right? We're not selling waist trainers, super pills, magic cookies. Who are you helping? If you're going to use this vehicle of trading, then who are you looking for? Who are you speaking to? Right? You got to be clear on your target audience because you might be speaking to people that have no idea what you're talking about or don't even want to be involved with what you're talking about. So I want you to understand, number one, who do you help? Get specific. Is it single moms? Is it young men? Is it the youth? Is it our elders? Is it passionate people? Is it entrepreneurs? Is it people who work jobs? Get clear on who you're coming to save. What is your content is going to be engineered to, and who's it going to speak to? So if you're not intentional with your clarity, number one, knowing who you are, right? Who you're going to be this year. And then number two, how you going to make your money, then you just going to be talking that talk. And online, you got access to millions of people, and you don't want to be online just rumbling and bumbling. You'll waste your opportunity in your audience. People will turn the switch off on you, and they won't come to your page for any information, any events, any excitement, right? Because you're not talking to your theme. So let me dive right back into that. Now, the second part of your value statement after who do you help, B, is what do you help them with? What do you help them with? So online, After you identify who do you help, who's your business going to target, B, what do you help them with, right? Get clear on how are you going to serve this year? So now you can be more intentional with your value. You know who you're talking to, and you know what you're going to help them with. Your conversations to stay consistent online. The reason why people today can't make money on social media or can't get nobody to dive in their inbox is because they talk in different conversations every day. Monday, they talking about fixing your credit. Tuesday, they selling gym shoes. Wednesday, they selling race trainers. Thursday, they celebrating, any other, God knows what. Every single day, their conversation changes. So we don't know them as an expert because they're not consistent with their value online. A lot of it's in their feelings. A lot of it's just a whole bunch of random stuff that has nothing to do with nothing. Do you ever go on Nike's pages? Do you ever go on major brands' pages and you hear about 10 different things that has nothing to do with their niche? That has nothing. You can't go on Nike page and find out about credit. You can't go on Gucci page and find out what your credit score is and find out, who's selling this and who's doing that over there. Nobody cares. You got to start treating your Facebook page like a website. Right now, if you don't have a website, it's your Facebook. And people should never come to your website and have to scroll through a million things just to find out what you do. So I want you guys to understand, A, after you figure out who do you help, B, you got to figure out what do you help them with. Now, C, because if you're going to be intentional this year, you got to know the value that you put in the marketplace. Your income is a direct reflection of the value that you put into the marketplace. Right now, anything that's regarding business, investing, if somebody asks a question online, my name is going to get tagged into it, right? I remember I got a good friend of mine yesterday. She came on Facebook and she said, who do flyers, right? And I commented on there after so many people had commented, I said, I do. Now, there's hundreds of people on this post that do flyers. She can go to Fiverr, she can go anywhere. Why does she choose to spend money with me and got a dope flyer? Because my conversation online has been about business, branding, investing, starting your own. So as soon as she seen me on there, she already knew I was a speaker. And so she automatically came in my inbox and said, T, let's rock. So I want you guys to understand, you gotta, after you know who do you help, you gotta understand, C, what results do you help them get? Okay? A was, who do you help? B was, what do you help them with? And then C was, what results do you help them get? You got to be clear online, guys, that people are looking for transformation. So if you're not getting people results, if you're not getting results yourself, why would people want to rock with you? Why would people want to sign up with you? People are looking for the solution. They don't want to go through all the madness in terms of what I got to do to get started, what I got to do to win, what I got to do to live my best life. So what you have to do is get real intentional about showing people the results you help people get, okay? You got to be real intentional about the results you help people get. So let me just dive right into it. Our first step tonight was you being intentional on social media, right? We cannot have a casual approach to working your social media. If you're going to be a millionaire, billionaire, if you really want to take things to another level, why would you not take the biggest platform, the internet, seriously, right? You are doing yourself a disservice not leveraging the internet properly, considering there's billions of people on the planet that's looking for experts, mentors, coaches to really take them to the next level. Guys, what you have to understand is since 2011, we don't use our cell phones for cell phones no more. Back in 2011, we only used them for phone calls. But today, people are building businesses, they're ordering food, they're paying bills, they're buying courses, they're buying classes, they're buying books. Amazon is making billions of dollars a year by people coming online and be getting those services and those products. But wait a minute. What if they can come online and get those same services and products from somebody like you? But they can't go through that if you never identified yourself as the Amazon in your industry. You got to be, if it's trading gonna be trading, you need to be the Amazon of trading, where people can come to you and get an ebook. People can come to you and get classes, courses, right? They can get mentorship, right? They want to get online and come to your page and seek knowledge. But if you're not leveraging your social media, or if you're just using it for pictures, guys, you're going to set yourself at a disadvantage. Use it to leverage it and create more income with it, right? If you just use it for pictures, then start a travel blog, right? Or if you just use it for connecting with family, man, start a group chat, right? But use your social media this year with the intention to get a higher return on your investment. Listen, if you're going to be online all day, shouldn't you be getting paid for it? Right? Shouldn't you be getting a piece of that pie if you're going to be online all day? So I want you guys to understand that, number one, you got to be intentional, right? So after your value statement, we're still at number one. Let me show you how to position your content. And if you're ready to get the sauce on how and what you should post every day, drop a 3 in the chat box real quick. I want to make sure you guys are alive, you're active, and you're ready to receive this. So if you're ready to get the sauce, you're ready to get the value to what you need to post online, to how you need to move, just drop a 3 in the chat box for me. Let me know who's ready to rock and roll. Okay, what's up, bro? So guys, listen. We have to create what's called a brand script. Okay, write this down. You have to create a brand script. Well, what's a brand script? It's taking your brand and creating a story and turning it into a movie, right? Everybody always say, my life is a movie. Well, let me show you how to position your story so that you can tell people online. Always remember, there's one thing: stories sell and facts tell. You getting online talking all this personal development, nobody cares. We can go on Google to get those quotes. We can go on a million other pages about people saying, good morning, have a blessed day. You can do it, so is a man thinker. I want you guys to understand, people not buying into that. In fact, they're not even reading it no more, because 99% of the people have a low attention span. They here to watch videos. And if you're not creating videos, you're already behind the game. So I want you guys to understand, here's how you got to create your brand script. Here's how you got to make that shift. So number one, if you're going to create a brand script, we got to create your story, right? So how do we break down your story so that we can put it online and get people to buy into your story, which ultimately buy your products, buy your services, buy everything that you're selling that your name is attached to, okay? Let's talk about it. Number one, when it comes to your brand story, your movie, who are the characters? So for A, write down characters. Right? If you got this brand, if you got this movie, every time, let's just go say we go see Bad Boys, there's characters, right? We're either looking at it from Will Smith perspective or Martin Lawrence perspective. So in the movie Bad Boys, no matter which one you watch, there was characters. But wait a minute, in your life, you also have characters, right? Who played a major role in your life that we need to put on social media? It may be your sisters. It may be your parents. It may be a friend, right? You got to lay out since birth who have been the characters in your life that we need to get our audience plugged into so that we can walk them down our movie. See, right now, you know every character on Power. You know Ghost, you know Tommy, you know Tasha, you know Angela, you know Tyree, you know the whole cast. And their story on Power is so deep, you actually hate them in real life. People got to a point where you ever watch a movie in real life? You ever watch a movie and you actually hate that person in real life? It's because they portrayed their story so much that you can relate to it. And now you're bought in and you can't miss an episode. You can't miss it. Listen, Power is dragging out right now, but guess what? Every Saturday night, I'm the first brother on there. Why? Because I bought into the characters. I bought into the story. I'm trying to see how this movie gonna end. Well, guess what? What are the characters in your life? What did your father do for you? What did your mom do for you? What did your sisters, what role did they play on your journey to becoming this woman, to becoming this man, right? So number one, write characters down, okay? Now, B, this is a major part inside of your story. So B, you got to talk about pain, right? We want to talk about pain and villains, right? So write this down, pain and villains, right? So what I want you guys to understand is that with pain and villains, we don't want to sell the product. You want to sell the pain. Let me say that again. Sell the pain, not the solution, right? Sell the pain, not the solution. What has power been selling us? Drama. Who wants to go, whoever, if you go on Netflix nowadays, they have all these categories. You got comedy, you got drama, you got action, you got love. For most people, they're going on there and they want some action. They go into the drama, they go into those good movies. So I want you to understand, if you coming on social media funk and you faking the funk like everybody else, can't nobody relate to you. Your story is boring. Ain't no pain, ain't no drama, ain't no action. Guys, I remember watching the last Ocean's, I think it's 12. Ocean's 12 is about a group of women who robbed the bank and got away with it, no harm. And after I watched the movie, I said, this got to be the boringest movie I've ever seen in my life. They just got away too easy, right? So I want you guys to understand that you got to sell the pain. Come online and talk about your breakdowns. Because it's people right now reading your posts, reading your stories, they human beings and they going through stuff. Everybody online is not living this fancy life. Everybody online is not living a good life. They don't have their 8 acres and a mule. So I want you guys to understand, come online and speak to the pain. How do we do that? So if we're talking about trading, let's talk about the pain of what trading can resolve for them. So listen, if I'm coming online, I'm talking about the pain of working a job. Man, I remember when 6 years ago, I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be at work at 5, and I was getting off at 5 to be at home at 6. That's painful. So now people who are reading your posts, instead of talking about how many pips you caught, instead of talking about, so as a man thinketh, so is he, or hey, all this other random stuff, now you got them checking themselves. Man, I'm doing that. Man, that's the pain I'm in. So now you're punching them in the gut. Now they can feel you because you can relate to them. Okay? So you got to talk about the villains. Now listen, in Bad Boys, there's always a villain. There's always a bad guy. If there's no pain and no villain, then there's no movie. If you was to watch The Matrix, Neo had to go against Mr. Smith, right? That was his pain. That was the villain, right? That's what we look forward to, this action, right? There always has to be some pain. Even if you watch some Tyler Perry movies, there has to be somebody getting hurt, somebody in pain, somebody feeling, hurting, or there's got to be some love lost. There's got to be some bloodshed before we get to what we need to get to. So don't be afraid to come online and share those breakdowns, share those setbacks, those disappointments, because you're just allowing your audience to know that, hey, I'm human too. Don't ever be the person online where you just got every day is perfect. No, you got to let people know that not all days are going to be raining. What I love what Commodore said is some days you're braided and some days you're toast. Well, share that online. So now, number 3, C. Write down C, guys. So inside of your brand script with C, you want to talk about the guide. Write down the guide. You say, T, well, what does the guide mean? Well, in every movie, every story, every journey, there's somebody that shows up in your life to help you take it to another level, right? So let's talk about that for a second, right? So right now, let's talk about Neo. Let's talk about the Matrix, right? Let's just use that for an example. So Neo was somebody that was in a cubicle, ready to make some moves, tired of his mundane life. Then all of a sudden, who shows up? Morpheus. Morpheus has to show up and always tell Neo, hey, bro, you the one. You know you the one, I believe in you, right? You know you can do this, right? So Morpheus had more faith in Neo than Neo had in himself. But what is important about Morpheus' position in that movie, being the guide, right? What's important about that is that people need to know you didn't go from A to P without getting help. People want to know that you had a mentor in your life, right? So I want you guys to understand that it's okay to let people know you had help. Why? Because you want people online to reach out to you for help. You want people online to say, hey, it's okay to get help. See, right now, there's some people right now that's watching your page because of, but the way you position your content, you look like the person that don't want to be bothered. You look like the person that's too cute for me to slide in your inbox and get some help. You look like the person that's too busy for me to slide in and really get some work with you. You may be too busy for me to spend money with you. So I want you guys to understand that you need to come online and talk about the guides in your life. Who came into your life at a certain time? Was it the preacher, the pastor? Was it your mentor? Was it your, this coach that you have? I come online at least twice a week and say, give praises to my mentor. Why? Because I want people to know that I didn't get here just by accident. I had people mentoring me. So with your content, you got to massage a mentor into your brand script so that people who's watching it can feel confident that they need help and they can reach out to you. Okay? So don't always make it about you. Give some credit to a mentor. Let them know that you ain't got to tag them in a post. You ain't got to share their picture, but just let them know because of your mentor, you were taught certain things. And that shows how humble you are, how coachable you are, and how they need to be to come to the table. Okay? Now, after the guide, we talk about the plan. After the guide, we got to talk about the plan. Every movie has a plan. You ever notice that when things break down in every movie, somebody comes up with a plan? You remember when Batman used to get in a jam, that Alfred or Robin to come up and save him, his guide? But then they always ask him a question. So what's the plan, Batman, to save Gotham City? Or if you watch Pinky and the Brain, he said, what's the plan, Pinky? The same thing we do every day. Try to take over the world. So I want you guys to understand that you got to have a plan. And with your content online, you need to talk about that plan. What do I mean by talking about that plan? Well, what's your strategy? What's your business? What's the plan that's going to take you from zero to hero? Right? Growing up, I used to love watching MacGyver. MacGyver used to always get this jam, but then he'll find a pen or a pencil, break the pen down, get the handcuffs off, start a bomb up, and start a car with a safety clip. That's a hell of a plan. But you got to understand, when people know you got a plan, they feel like you got the cheat code. Think about it. Would you follow somebody without a plan? No. So come online and let people know you got a certain strategy to flipping houses. You got a certain strategy to selling cars. You got a certain strategy to making $1,000 a day in the market. No matter what business you're doing, you got to let people know that you have a plan. And if you're going to use this for trading, just let people know that you got a compound sheet. You can come online and say, man, I'm so thankful that what I used to make in a year with my plan and my strategy, I can do it in 14 days. And that's real for some of us. Because right now, if you got about $2,500 in a broker, you can take $2,500 to $100K in a month if you compound it correctly. And that's the truth. So I want you guys to understand that online, if you're going to use the right conversation, use the right brand script, it got to have a plan. Nobody's following leaders without a plan, right? Nobody's just going to aimlessly walk behind you unless you got a plan. See, most people in the audience, most people watching, they want to know that you got some type of cheat code. You remember as a game? Remember when we was kids and we used to play? How many people played video games as a kid? Comment me in the chat box real quick. If you played video games as a kid, just comment me in the chat box real quick. I want to know who I'm talking to today, right? I need to know who my gamers are. If you grew up in a house where you played video games, okay? So listen, you guys remember some of the games that we used to go look for cheat codes? You remember the up, up, back, back, down, down, C? or all the games, the Grand Theft Autos, the Sega Genesis, all the games, you used to go out and find the cheat codes so that we can kill the game, right? It's certain levels that we struggle with on the games, and we used to go out and find the cheat codes to either have more fun or just take it to another level, right? So I want you guys to understand, well, your cheat code in real life, Crash was my stuff, me. Okay, bro. So in real life, your cheat code is the plan, right? They want to know that they got an edge if they join you, because this other person, Brooke, is selling houses. Chris, there's a million other traders out here. There's this person making this. There's this person doing that. How do you compete with that? Well, through your plan, okay? Through your plan. So let's talk about it. Now, the next step I want to talk to you about in your brand script after the plan, E, A, B, C, D, E, you have to end, you got to ride off into the sunset, okay? If you ever watch a movie, what are you looking for in the ending? You're looking for something, that character to win, right? And if your audience is watching it, they're positioning themselves in your movie because they're relating to you. So they want to ride off into the sunset. But see, some of us are not showing our transformation enough. I just wanted you to think back 3-4 years ago. Look how far you've come, right? But have you consistently been documenting your journey? Or have you not been saying nothing online? So guess what? People don't know how you leveled up. People don't even know how you're doing. They just know that you're still on Facebook, right? So I want you guys to understand, all of this brand script has to end in transformation. Guys, part of the reason I moved to San Diego, because people need to know that my life was changing, right? It's hard to stay in the same place all your life and expect people to buy into your transformation. No, you got to make moves. You got to show us some growth. We're rooting for you to win. You done told us all this sad stuff about your journey, your process, your pain. Think about all the negative stuff you put on Facebook. Oh, they tripping today. My job done did this. People, Facebook don't watch how many boyfriends you done had, how many girlfriends you dumped, how many times your job got on your nerves. They know all that online. But guess what? They don't know how you leveled up. They don't know how you're growing because you're not sharing certain things. You're not being transparent with certain things. So if you're not transparent with your story, well, then they got to make one up about you. Then they got to talk about you and really try to figure out, put two and two together. So if you don't tell people what to know about you, they gonna come up with their own story about you, and you're probably not gonna like it. So I want you guys to understand, your story, your movie, you need to ride off into the sunset. Start showing people your transformation. Hey, I remember 4 years ago, I weighed 170. Now I'm 165, and I'm so glad that God has been moving in my health. That's it. Hey, I'm so glad that I remember 4 years ago, I used to work at Applebee's. Applebee's as a waiter, you know, I used to get tips of $20. But now who would ever thought that 4 years later, I'll be making my whole Applebee's check in 30 minutes in the market. Transformation, right? We want to see social proof. So now let's go on to our next point, right? We don't want to be long tonight. We just want to be strong, okay? Now, step 2. Remember, I was going to give you 4 points tonight, guys. Number 1 was being intentional about your success and leveraging your social media, okay? Number 2, if you're going to be real online, you got to be authentic. You have to be authentic. Now, I want you guys to write these major points down. These 3 points right here is going to change the game for you. If you want to get people to buy into anything that you're selling, if you want to get people locked into whatever it is that you have, it's 3 points that you got to share with people, okay? Number 1, you got to be authentic, but here are the 3 letters I want to give you. A, people got to know that you're just like them. People got to know that you're just like them. So when you start making your story, create your brand script, don't leave out the good stuff that can really relate to people. If you lost your job, come online and talk about how you lost your job. Why would you leave that out, considering people are looking for opportunities to grow money? That's part of your level up. Man, I remember 5 years ago, I lost my job, and then whoever thought I would come across a skill where I never need a job again. I'm gonna tell you about my little bro, Justin. I met Justin about 3 years ago. 2 years prior to us meeting, he was homeless. And when I met him, he didn't come off the strength and tell me that. So all while I'm mentoring him, I'm just thinking he had a humble beginning. Truth is, this man came from homeless. And had I knew that, he could have shared his story online and had a bigger impact and attracted more people to him. Because who else lived out their car? Like Tyler Perry, like Kanye West, right? These are stories you hear. Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness, with his son in a subway trapped in a bathroom. Why would you live that out as people making millions of dollars off these movies? People are making millions of dollars off the stuff that you go through every day. But you're not telling your story, they are. That's why we joke in group chat, I'm ready to tell my story. VH1 is making $1 million off people telling their story. Why aren't you making it? But guess what? Social media has more viewers than VH1. There's billions of people on social media, but there's just millions of people just watching VH1. So I want you guys to understand, you can be a major network television just off your Facebook page alone. So I want you guys to be clear. They have to know that they're just like you, okay? That you had a humble beginnings, that your credit was messed up too, that, you know, you ran away from your career. I mean, put out what you need to put out so people can understand that this brother came from where I'm coming from, okay? Because if all you is perfect, I can't relate to that, okay? Now, A is I'm just like you, but B is I'm just like you, but I'm special, okay? Why are you special? Because you had a guide. When you was going through all that BS, losing your house, losing your car, doing this, doing that, of course, some guy showed up in your life and helped you, got you on track. Now you're special because you learned some type of skill. You got this plan. You got this strategy now that makes you different from everybody else that was going through it. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, guys. So with this plan, right, you got to understand that you're special, right? You've been through what they've been through, but now you're special because you can help them go from A to petty. So people need to know that you're special. You got this gift. You change things around and now you're looking to help others get out the same situation they was in, okay? So now B, after they know that you're special, C, they got to know that you care. Write down, I care. Now, how do you let people know you care online? How do you let people know you care online? Well, you got to do things that show that you love. It's not all about you. When the last time you came online and just prayed for somebody? Say, hey, listen, I don't know who's going through it, but comment me below. If you're going through it, I just want to take this moment to pray for you. Or you came on social media and said, hey, I think there's a single mom out there who's going through it. Drop your cash app below. I want to send you $20 for lunch, Queen. Just take it easy today. Or just say, hey, I want to give to the homeless this week. And, I just want to show people I care. Guys, listen, for the last 2 years, not for marketing, but because of who I am, it was negative 17 degrees last year in Chicago. We had the worst cold in the world. And what I did was I put a homeless drive together where we can collect blankets, right? The team put up, the social media bought in, they came, they delivered. I had people sending in care packages. And then we went out there in negative 17-degree weather and we hit the streets to make sure the homeless was good, okay? But right there, people seeing that I care. He just ain't online trying to make a sale. He just ain't online trying to sell me a house, trying to sell me an opportunity, trying to get my money. Guys, there's millions of people online, and all they want is money. Money, money, money. So what you have to become is that person online to show them that you care, okay? You got to be the person with the heart. People do business with people they like, they love, and they trust. So if you're going to be authentic this year, A, you got to let them know you're just like them. B, you got to let them know you're special. And then C, You got to know that they care. You got to let them know that you care, okay? Now, let's go into our third point tonight. Our third point tonight is after you become intentional, then you become authentic. Our third point is you want to become passionate. The reason why people not buy into what you're selling is because they don't see the fire in you. And if you don't post at all, they don't see nothing in you. So I want you guys to understand that you got to show people how passionate it is you about your gift. I'm not going to spend no money with you if I don't see you spending money on yourself, investing in your own gift. If I don't see you, for instance, if you are a fitness trainer, but I never see you in a gym online, I never see you with clients online, I never see you posting fitness education online, why would I give you my money? You just another person that work out. So I want you guys to understand that there's no reason for me to rock with you. I'm gonna go to the next person who's looking like Amazon and who's a one-stop shop for all my fitness needs. So I want you guys to understand is that you gotta be passionate about your gift. Online, you gotta show people you're obsessed. And you should be obsessed anyway in real life, right? So if you really love trading, show it. Come on Facebook, let me see you in your charts at 3 in the morning and post a picture. Let me show you that you just transfer money out your broker's account. That you're just teaching your mom how to trade. You're showing your cousin what MetaTrader 4 looks like. Show me how passionate he is about changing the game. Because if you go watch and RIP to the late great Kobe Bryant, what do you see when you go on his page? All basketball. He's training, he's coaching, he's teaching, he's doing so much for the game. You know that how passionate he is. That's why he was the Mamba. And that's why we respect him, his legacy. So we have to understand how obsessed you are through your content, right? Don't be afraid to share your business. How somebody gonna support it? I don't care. Show it every day, right? How somebody gonna support you? They don't know what you do. If they don't know how passionate you are, okay? So people have to know how passionate and obsessed you are about your craft. So number one, you got to be intentional this year about who you are and how you're gonna make your money. Number two, let them know you're real. Everybody's faking the funk out here, and people don't know who really the genuine to rock with. One thing about our mastermind is people say it feels like a family. Exactly. Because we create that family vibe, right? People want to be a part of cultures. If I feel like you got something to sell me or if it's just about sales, I'm not going to rock with you. You ever be around people that's always trying to sell you something? Drop a 7 in the chat box. If you know somebody on Facebook or in your friend's life or even in your life that's always seem like they're trying to sell you on something, they can't have a conversation without selling you nothing, just drop a 7 in the chat box for me, guys. If you know somebody like that, they always got to get they always got to get over. They always got to make the sale and they're always coming for you to sell it. So I want you guys to understand, don't be that person. Be that person that puts out value and is not caught up on sales every day. Okay? Now, the last point I want to make, the fourth point is your work ethic. Let's talk about work ethic. Okay? Your work ethic includes you building your credibility up this year. Right? How hard you going to grind for your credibility this year? Number one, guys, I had to check myself. I had got comfortable, right? Building on social media, having success online that, I had several websites. I had to finally get back in the space to get my website back up. So if you're going to be a professional, how are you going to be a professional? You don't have a website. That shows your work ethic. Why should I come rock with you when you don't have a website in the industrial age, 2020, where everybody has a business online? You go on Instagram every day and you go to somebody's website. Ladies, y'all shopping on these clothing sites all day. Ladies, y'all might be shopping right now online. You on the website. Real quick, if you went to somebody's website today, drop a 2 in the chat box. It don't matter if it was food. It don't matter if it was banking. It don't matter what you did today. If you went to somebody's website today online, drop a 2 in the chat box. Okay? Absolutely. So wait a minute. If y'all going to other people's websites, why nobody ain't coming to yours? If you're going to spend 90% of your time shopping other websites, about to check somebody out, Amazon right now is making billions of dollars because they got millions of people shopping right now. Amazon can take Walmart out of business in a few years. Why? Nobody going to the store to buy groceries no more. When we can get it shipped to the crib, then they got an app where people deliver your groceries. Come on. So your website should be where everybody's coming to instead of you going to somebody else's website. So are you getting paid from a website this year? If not, you need to change the game. If you're going to be credible enough, raise your standard on yourself. So here's our work ethic, right? Today I did a podcast today, right? It was free, wasn't even paid. Had to take an Uber, took me $35 to get there. And it's so crazy that, guess what? Somebody might have said, you know what, I'm not getting paid for this. I got to take a $35 Uber. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Why? Because I invested in my brand. Number one, in that relationship. Then on two, I need my audience to see that I'm not no regular degular. That I'm online talking with doctors, some of the hottest professionals in San Diego about mental health. So if they can see value in my perspective, I know my audience is going to have to see the same value. I know my audience is going to have to see the same value. And what y'all have to get is that stop waiting on somebody to invite you to an interview. Do your own interview. Have your girlfriend or your homie just sit down and ask you 10 questions in front of a camera and you put it on YouTube. Who is Chris? Who is Quinn? Right? Who is Lisa? That's the title of your YouTube. Do an interview on yourself. Engineer your celebrity. If you don't engineer it, who's going to engineer it? See, you can talk all that talk on Facebook, talk about you about to do this and you gonna do that, but we ain't seeing no proof. Yeah, we know what you imagining. Yeah, we know what your vision board is, but what are you doing in real life right now? We don't see that. Show us the moves that you're doing right now. So if you're not making moves right now, then all you're doing on social media is you blowing hot steam. And your conversation is going into the bullshit with everybody else talking about. And your conversation now is unattractive. Because number one, you're not motivating me. All you're doing is talking. Then number two, you're talking so much, you're not even specific with your theme. Listen, I am a business development. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a hustler. That's my theme. So I'm only going to post things related to my theme. Why the hell am I posting shit about fishing when I'm into business development? Why am I posting shit about Sierra if it's not about business development? Some of y'all are talking about love too much. Are y'all a love doctor? Unless you're going into the business of mentoring couples, unless you're going into counseling, that ain't your lane. Stay in your lane. It's good to talk about it, but don't live there. You got to talk about beat them over the head. Talk your relationship talk, but tie it into your theme. For example, if I'm about business development and bossing up, my relationship talk is going to be about partnerships and bossing up. Not about, oh, Keisha cheating with Mike or all this other silly stuff. Who cares? I don't care that Sierra found left Future and got with Russell. But how I flip it is that, man, when you got your own self-esteem up, you just level up and you start making boss moves with boss people. You got to spin it to fit your theme. That makes sense? Okay. Now, outside of that, what you need to work on this year, outside of your website, get you a free ebook. Guys, I help people. I have hundreds of clients I help write ebooks. I only wrote my book just so I can tell people I'm an author. You know why? Because today on the podcast, that's about to get aired this Saturday into 60,000 people. And I wanted her to say he's an author, he's a speaker, and an investor. So if there's any other speakers and investors out there, I got to separate myself because they haven't wrote a book yet. They got to catch up. They ain't talking about nothing. They ain't wrote a book. So I want you to understand it's about leverage. You got to stay an inch ahead. So number one, you got to get that website. Get you an ebook. Put your name on something this year. If you're going online buying other people's stuff, what do you have to sell other people this year? Right? People, you can't sell a Facebook status. You can't sell an Instagram post. And some of y'all are sharing so many other people's stuff. I don't know if it's your page or theirs. What do you need the people's rap songs on your page for? Can you go on Nike and post what you want to post? No. You can't go on Gucci and post and let somebody post their rap lyrics on their page. Go on your page. It's unnecessary. Stick to your theme. Stay in your lane on your page if that's your website. Okay? So after we do interviews, this is your work ethic, your interviews, your ebooks, right? Your website, you need testimonies. Guys, however you impacted somebody's life, get a testimony. People not gonna rock with you till they see other people rocking with you. The first thing you do when you go online, ladies, when you look at websites, you look for what? Reviews. You go on Airbnb, you looking for reviews. You go on to these YouTubers and they talking about hair products. What are you looking for? Reviews, testimonies. That gets people to buy into you. If, like, for instance, oh God, I got to go here with this. The last 2 years, everybody is magically a trading mentor. They're a coach. They got a strategy. But we don't even know who their students are. How are you to go to trading or use this top of the line trader, but you ain't got no students? Who's winning with your strategy, bro? Who's winning with your set? Who's winning with your sauce, sis? Nobody. So how are you this trading guru, this trading mentor, and you don't even have a classroom? You don't even have a YouTube video up on YouTube about you trading, but you this expert in trading. That shit makes sense to me. Not once have I ever told people, I've been in this platform 2 years, I never wanted people to know I'm the trading guy. Everybody know I'm not the trading guy, but can I get down on trading now? Absolutely. But that ain't my brand. I'm not telling people online, I'm this trading guru. I'm not trying to be the educator. No, Orrin is the educator. I'm just a brother who speaks. I'm the visionary, and I want to connect you to the education. So I want y'all to be clear. Don't put me in no box about me being a trader. No, I'm not a trader. I use this trading to invest in business development. That's what T gonna do, because the money in the bag I'm going after is bigger than trading. So I want you guys to understand that. Don't put yourself in a box. I want you guys to understand that if you're gonna call yourself something, make sure you got the proof. Because right now I can go on and share hundreds of testimonies about branding clients, about people. If I branded myself as a builder, I even never branded myself as a builder. I was just a speaker. So people gonna know me. If I died today, what would people remember you for? What would be your legacy? 1 week you was the hair queen. The next week you was a master educator in trading. The week after that you was selling credit. The week after that you were doing what? What are people gonna know you for? Because as we see, life isn't promised. Guys, I was on a flight when I got the text message. Soon as the flight Sunday came down to a cruising altitude where my phone picked up a signal, right before we got to land, a text message came through and said Kobe Bryant died. I said, what? I'm in the air. I said, what the hell are you talking about? Listen, there's 100 people on the plane that had no idea. But as soon as we landed and got off that plane, Wi-Fi kicked on, internet kicked on, and phones went crazy. People literally was crying in the airport. Let me ask you something. God forbid, if something was to happen to you, what will people remember you for? I don't even know why we mourning Kobe Bryant. We should be celebrating him. Considering the legacy that he's left. Considering all of the accolades that he's achieved. Okay? So what is your work ethic going to be in 2020? If something happened to you the last day of 2020, what are we going to remember you for? The talk or the walk? We're going to remember you for the talk or the walk. I'm done talking. It's all walking from here on. So I want you guys to understand now, our last point, as we get off in 3 minutes, is speed. Write down speed. Step 5 is speed. What I mean by speed, I want you guys to understand that you got to move now, okay? You have to move now. What's now turned around? 1. That means if you can move now, you've already won. So many people are about to finna do something. How long are they gonna finna do something? See, for me, I had to go on a personal level because I'm very impulsive. I hate waiting, so I got to do it now. But what caught me up is I never put a plan together. I never laid out my strategy. I never organized it. And I got people in my life that always used to get on me about that. So now when I come up with a great idea, I don't launch it the next day. I might launch it a month from now, but I planned it, right? Our boot camp last week, we planned that 2 months ago. And guess what? You can never get bad at planning because you can either plan to fail or you can fail to plan. You need to plan to fail this year, right? You need to plan to fail this year. Right now, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to put it in the group chat. Did it on the Zoom already. We're going to be in LA showing out. We're going to plan this for 3 months straight. There's going to be people who hit me up the week before and ask me, T, is it too late to go to LA? It's going to always happen. It's okay. I'm not picking on nobody. I'm not calling nobody. But it's just going to be people for the next 3 months. They're going to fail to plan. They ain't going to plan nothing. Everything is sweet. They're not going to show up. Cool. But then you're going to miss out on the experience, the opportunities, and you flipping your bag several times. It's not my fault. We planned it. We promoted it. It's not the time to show up now the day before. You missed your beat. Everything is accounted for. We had chefs. We had, food accounted for. We had speakers. We had rooms. Last minute ain't going to win in 2020. So you got to make quick decisions. Now, speed. Success loves speed. If you're going to build now. If you're going to sell it now. If you're going to do it now. So I just wanted to hop on tonight, guys. Every Monday and Wednesday, I'm going to give this value. This is our vitamin call now. In the morning time, I'm on West Coast now. In order for me to make that work, I got to get up at 3:30. I'm already going to sleep at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning after trading the London session. So that's something that wouldn't work for me. So I had to shift now. And so Monday and Wednesday night, just get the nuggets. Hop on, let's dump into the value, and let's take it to another level. So what I'm going to do, family, is I'm going to record this. This call is recorded. I'm about to download it, re-upload it to YouTube, and get it back out to you ASAP. So I just wanted you guys to have this training so that you can move in 2020 and get real aggressive about your goals. So I want to thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate you guys. I love you, family. And if you got some value out of this call, please go into our group chat and just drop some fire, okay? Let our students know that to plug into this call when it's dropped, Mondays and Wednesdays, or to the recording when I drop it this evening. So guys, I want to thank everybody that hopped on. I love you, family. Have a blessed Monday, and I'll see you guys in the group chat, and I'll see you guys in the market. Have a great one.